Today on TruckU, we break all the rules to get the maximum speed out of our diesel truck. After we're done, there'll be nothing street legal about this King Ranch.
So this is it.
Yes, this would be it.
I'm not seeing race truck.
I'm not either, dude. I actually don't understand the whole deal, but I don't ask any questions.
Hey, welcome to TruckU. I'm Bruno Massel.
And I'm Matt Steele.
So what we're working with today is a 2008 King Ranch Super Duty diesel. And by the end of the day, this thing is going to be an all-out drag race truck.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This cat right here has way too much money. I agree with you, but like I said before, I'm not asking any questions. I'm just doing what I'm told, and this is going to be a lot of fun.
It will be a lot of fun. Now, first of all, we're looking at about 300 horsepower to the rear wheels. Now, this guy did a base run with the truck, and we're looking at high 15s, which is really nothing, to brag about. By the end of the day, though, we're looking to make almost 600 to the rear wheels. And you know what the best part is? It's going to be a practical conversion. We're going to go in about an hour and a half from a street legal truck to a full drag race truck that can be converted back in an hour and a half. So that makes this build almost practical.
Now, here's what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly. Good point. Here's what I'm thinking. We're going with a drag racing theme, so who better to head up this operation than former world champion drag racer Bruno Massel, my partner in crime right here, right?
I like the pimp, dog. Thanks,
See?
man.
That's what I'm doing. So listen, I'm just hanging on, and I'm just doing what you tell me on this one.
All right, hop on my back. I'm going to carry you through this one. First thing, we got to get this thing up in the air.
Let's do it.
All right. As you can see, this is one long restriction we've got underneath this truck, but with an up in the air, we can now remove all of this, do it in halves. We got the back half out of the way first, then we can attack the front. We can get this thing breathing a whole lot better.
Now, in order to accomplish our task here this afternoon, we got with the guys at H&S Diesel Performance. These guys are specialists in later model diesel performance. In fact, if you've done anything, especially on like a brand new diesel truck, you've done any kind of performance upgrade, you know these guys, right? So basically what we had to do was come under here, like Bruno said, and everything from this flange back has to go. Now, before we yank this out of here, let's talk about something real quick. And when we talk about the DPF, that's the diesel particulate filter, and we realize that a good number of you know what that is by now, especially over the last couple of years since these vehicles have had to start running these. For those of you that don't know what it is, basically here's what happens. You get the exhaust that comes through here, and with diesel you've got some particulates, some soot and all that, and basically anything solid in the exhaust gets caught up in this big honeycomb-like structure right here, and that gets held, and then the clean air goes out the back, right? Eventually what's going to happen is that gets pretty full, and then it goes through what's called a regen cycle. The sensors tell the engine, hey, send more fuel back here. So it sends some more fuel back in there, and it burns all that off, and it blows it out the back. That's what happens. But in the meantime, it does cause a big restriction.
Yeah, the whole regen cycle is not conducive to making horsepower. What happens is you can have really high spikes in EGTs, which can cause damage, and that's obviously something you don't want. You want to keep the thing lower EGTs. You'll be able to have your situation really be in a safer operating mode, allow you to actually maximize the engine. Once we get all this stuff out of the way, we can do just that.
All right, go.
You ready?
Yep. Here we spin it a little bit this way. Fish this down. You good?
Yep, got it.
All right. So this is the last piece of the old system, and you can see all the new stuff is all laid out. That's ready to go. And basically, here's one thing you want to keep in mind when you're doing this. This is a very important tidbit of information. You can't just come back on a truck like this, yank all the old stuff out, and throw a straight pipe on the back. It's not going to go anywhere because we've undone all the sensors, we've unplugged everything. This truck is dead in the water right now. You've got to have the right programmer with the system. Fortunately, we have that, and we'll get to that in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's a critical piece of information.
Right.
Now, if you look at the new system we got from H&S, you can see first off that it's going to give us better flow because all of this is gone, but they're using bigger tubes too. This is a 4-inch tube versus a 3.5, so bigger is better. More airflow is going to get out a lot easier.
Yeah.
You can see we've got a flow-through muffler right here. It's all polished up stainless steel, and they give you different link kits for your different dimensions, whether you've got an extended cab or you've got the short bed or long bed. This is what we're going to need right here, but everything you need in the kit, including the hangers, and they're even welded onto the clamps, so it makes life a whole lot easier.
All right, man, we got it all right here. No restriction, a nice tone. This is going to be a good system. We can put this in. You good back there?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll go ahead and bolt
this right here.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and bolt this thing in. When we take a break, when we come back, we can start programming.
Sure.
All right, that'll go right there. Hey, welcome back to TruckU. Now, today we've got this 2008 King Ranch Super Duty diesel truck in the shop, and we are taking this thing and turning it into a race truck. The first thing we did was we had it up in the air, moved the complete DPF system out of the way so this thing has no more restrictions. Replaced it with a new exhaust system from the guys at H&S Performance. Now, the thing we have to do to make it all work, because right now the truck won't even start, is install a programmer. It's the Mini-Max Race Tuner from H&S Performance. Now, this thing may be small in size, but believe me, it packs a lot of power. So we've got an optional mounting bracket from them. Now, keep in mind, this thing hasn't been painted to match the vehicle yet. We just haven't had time, but it looks really nice. The way this system goes in is really easy. You pop off this side panel. We ran up an HDMI cable here. This will simply plug into the back of the tuner, just like that, and it pushes into place. Now, we'll use some double stick tape to secure the mounting bracket to the dash, and you'll see it goes just like that. It's a really nice, clean install because there's only 2 other connections you have to make. Everything runs behind the dash. You've got a plug in here for your OBD2 port, so that'll go in there. And then you've got one more connection to make. And all it is you have to bring 12 volts to it. What's great about the Ford is that there's a bunch of wires already underneath the dash, and there's a terminated line that has 12 volts to it. So all we have to do is make a connection, whether a butt connector or you can go ahead and solder it in place, and you're done. We'll nicely wrap up the wires, push them all up underneath, and it's simply popping on the side panel, and our installation is done. Matt, it feels good to be outside at the track, man.
It does, man. It's a beautiful day. We've got this 8th mile track all to ourselves, man. I like it.
Now we can finally test out to see the improvements we're going to get from those baselines. Now we did a big improvement at DPF delete.
Right.
We did the programmer.
Yep.
It should be huge, the difference.
Here's my only issue is your helmet is a lot better looking than mine, right?
Well, you know, that kind of matches the brain it's protecting.
Why is this one so beat up?
Let's go. All right, Steele, you ready, bro?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. This is your deal.
Let's see what this baby's got.
You should be happy about this, bro.
Here we go.
Ready whenever, dude.
Let's get some boost going.
Hanging on. Oh. Hey, yo.
Oh, man, that wasn't good.
What's the deal?
I don't know, it just felt like it was laying over and we got a check engine light on. I hope it's something serious.
Well, it can't be that bad. All right, so we got a check engine light about halfway down. It just felt like it was laying over a little bit. The truck wasn't pulling, so we need to check it out and see what the issue might be.
Yeah, the guys from H&S had kind of told us ahead of time that, hey, you know, with all the performance upgrades, you might want to change the intake box as well, and they've got a kit for us to do that. So I think that might let us help breathe a little bit better, and this thing should really haul then.
Which begs the question, why didn't we do that before we came out?
That's a pretty good question. Maybe I was just feeling a little ambitious. You know
Bruno
what I'm saying?
did. Bruno got a
All
little.
right, let's get it fixed. We'll come back out.
The boy gets excited. So the truck's throwing up some codes, and basically what it's telling us is that the stock intake is not holding up its end of the bargain. See, we've done all these modifications on the exhaust side of things, and it's getting choked out by the stock airbox up here. Well, it's not too big of a deal right here. It's easy to fix for 2 reasons. 1, the stock one comes out real easy, and 2, we've got a replacement from H&S Performance. We've got this cold air box. So I said this is easy. Basically, we're unplugging here, and there's a little snip right there, and then this comes right off the end, and this pulls right out. Like I said, this just takes a minute or 2, and boom. That's out. It comes out just that easy. Now here's the new cold air intake from H&S that's going in there. What I did was I went ahead and put the filter in place already just ahead of time, and this will filter as good or better than stock with 50% additional airflow. More air equals more horsepower, better fuel economy, lower EGTs. The benefits just go on and on and on. Now this goes in nice and easy too, and we'll get that here in just a second. All we're gonna do is take that mass airflow sensor off the top of right here, and we'll reuse that and put that. That's the only thing that we're reusing. The engine is a big air pump. You want as much air going through there. Now that we opened up the rear, opened up the intake, everything is good, and this baby is ready to take some big, deep breaths. All right, champ, we got to get out of here, right? The exhaust is ready to go. The cold air intake is all set. You've got everything programmed. We cleared the codes. We got to get out of here, man. Let's get outside.
I dig your enthusiasm, but you got to hold on a minute. I'm feeding off it, buddy, but we want to make sure we've got this thing right. We don't want any problems. It's not our truck, and it's an expensive one.
Fair enough.
We want to play with the Mini-Max a little bit. Now, I wired it in right. We're not getting any codes. Everything looks good, but I want to make sure we're familiar to make sure we don't have any problems when we hit the track.
All right.
So, first things first. This thing read our original factory settings. It stored them. It saved them. So if we want to go back to street driving, we're good to go. We hit a button, we're back to where we need to be. We can monitor pretty much everything inside of it. Right now we've got boost, trans temp, coolant temp, pyrometer. That's pretty cool because we don't have to run a separate sensor. Reads it all through the factory one with the OBD2 port. That is pretty cool. It can save us from burning something up. It reads it before the turbo.
There's that other part too.
Yeah, the other part, there's a bunch of other parts. One thing that I really like, first of all, is the defueling area. This is gonna help us or save you from burning up your engine. It's got levels set into place. Let's say you've got coolant temperature, for instance. It gets too hot, defuels the engine. You got too much boost, defuels the engine. And you can adjust those how you want them. It's really cool deal.
Then there's
hold on. One more thing. This is the best part too, is right now it's got different settings for power and you can change it on the fly. Driving around the track, you've got it in no power area. Great, you're just cruising. We hit the track, boom, we want to get a little more power, we go to mild. As we're driving on the fly, we go to wild, and then we want to get after it. We hit hot, baby, and this thing's gonna throw us back in the seat. There's a ton of cool stuff you can do in this little thing right here, and it's pretty neat because you know what? It saves us from hurting the engine.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Take a breath. All right, here's another cool part. One part number. You go to your auto parts store right there, you buy this. It's got all of the information for all the diesel vehicles on the road. So no matter what vehicle you have, it's got all the information you need. For Fords, for Chevys, for Dodges, it's one part. And that is a very, very nice feature too, right? You might have left that out.
I might have left that out. That's one thing.
Listen, Champ, we got to get back out to the track, right? So we need to go to break right now. When we come back, I've got to get him out of here. He's getting a little King Cab fever. You're turning into a chatty Cathy on me, dude. You know what I mean?
It's time to fire up the diesel.
It's about time.
About time.
This segment of TruckU is brought to you by CRC Industries, makers of Brake Clean, the original aerosol brake parts cleaner.
What are you doing?
1 second, I gotta go get my shades. Hold on.
Oh, come on. Seriously, Matt. You're the one who's in a big hurry.
What are you, my wife? All of a sudden? Come on, relax.
You know, you've said some nasty things to me over the year, but that takes the cake,
hey,
bro.
That's a compliment.
That's cold.
Wait, hold on. Hey, sweetie.
Oh.
Is there something you want to tell me about?
That was going to be a surprise for later.
This is a surprise I'm down with, though. But do tell. You gotta let me know where this came from, all right?
I got this from a friend of mine at H&S Performance. When you're in the inner circle of the racing world, sometimes you get prototypes to work with, and this is going to be a fun one, man.
Oh, very nice.
This is the Nitrous kit. Now, what's cool about this, it all works with the Minimax programmer. So what you do is once we get this thing set into place, this little USB cable right here, plug right into the Minimax, and it'll operate this entire system. We've got 3 different stages. What's cool is you can activate it different ways. You can go in different stages off of anything that you're monitoring, whether it's going to be miles per hour, fuel pressure, boost pressure, whatever you want. That's how you can turn this thing off and on. Really cool.
Or we can dump it all in at once if we want to and pick up pieces and parts on the track, right?
Well, keep in mind, this trans can only handle about another 100 horsepower, so after that, we're scattering stuff.
Keep in mind, this guy's loaded. He'll never know, and he doesn't care. All right.
I like where your head is.
I like this. This is cool. Very nice surprise. All right.
You got to find a place for it.
We don't have an overabundance of room, but somewhere around, probably right around here, we can mount this. So that should go pretty well, right?
Yeah, I think that'll work out pretty good,
We can tap in right here. Boom, boom, boom.
You know, let me get a wrench and I can start taking off that air intake.
Hey, now this is kind of your wheelhouse. Can you handle this?
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
The owner, and I would prefer that way. That's if it's okay with you.
All right, good luck with that.
All right, yeah, so Matt had a pretty good idea. I mean, with this mounted up here, the rail should be pretty good. It actually will fit in their place, and then we can go ahead and put those bungs in. Now, we're gonna get this air tube off first, the air intake, so we can get the bungs bolted into place. Our jets will go right here, and we will get a nice cold shot of nitrous coming in. This should actually come together pretty quickly.
Let's go inside the Dupli-Color garage. Dupli-Color, yes you can, in your garage.
Today we're working with the Dupli-Color paint shop finish system. It's an extremely popular system that they've had out for a couple of years now, and it's so popular because it's so easy to use. There's no further mixing or reducing required. You simply pour it in the gun and it's ready to use right away. Now, Paint Shop is known for several of their finishes like the candies or the mid-coat clears or the metallics. Those things look awesome, but today it's all about the new color, and that's a burnt orange metallic. So what we did, we went out and got an old piece of junk hood. That way we can show you how easy it is to use and what a big difference it makes. It's all primed and now it's ready for paint. The cool thing about the paint shop system is there's no further reducing to do. So we just open up the can, stir it up, pour it right in the gun, and we're ready to go. Next, we can go over to this box and do a little test pattern, make sure that everything's coming out the way we want to. That looks great. Now we're ready to take it over to the hood. When I get started over here, I just like to go back and forth, nice and easy, When I do, I want to pick up on my last stroke, which is going to be the wettest part. That way it's nice and uniform because this stuff can dry pretty quick, which is a good thing. Once we get all the color on and we're happy with that, we can throw down a nice thin uniform coat. That's for the metallic. Then once this is done, we're ready for the clear. We breathed some brand new life into this old hood, and it looks fantastic with this burnt orange metallic, which is the newest color from the Dupli-Color paint shop system. Here's the best part about paint shop. You could paint your entire vehicle for a couple of $100, or you could just customize it or accent it with some stripes. Bottom line is you're going to save a ton of money in the process. It's just another way the guys at Dupli-Color are helping you restore, restyle, and protect your vehicle in your garage. For more information about the paint shop system, be sure to check out their website. Welcome back to TruckU. So you're remodeling a classic Chevy truck and you're concentrating on the door handles and the latches and you're thinking, where in the world am I going to get these things? Look no further than right here. It's the Classic Parts catalogs for Chevy trucks from the guys at Classic Parts of America.
Now they've got 6 catalogs covering trucks from 1947 up to 1998. What's great about them, first of all, they're free. Second is the fact that they've got great pictures inside. So let's say you're looking for a certain seal and you can't find a part number for it. You can look at, match it up to the picture, get the right part you need, get it at a reasonable price, and get it in a short period of time. You'll get it between 1 to 3 days because they're located in the Midwest. And think about this, these guys have been around for 29 years. It's not like you're buying parts from a fly-by-night company. You know you're going to get what you need at a fair price and get it quick.
Bruno loves things that shine, so I know you love these door handles. And like I said, you can get them right here at the Classic Parts catalogs for Chevy trucks from the guys at Classic Parts of America. This is G-Oil from Green Earth Technologies, and what it is, it's a bio-based, full synthetic, green, high-performance motor oil.
And first and foremost, it is a high-performance motor oil. You know, this stuff will give you maximum protection and performance in your everyday driver, just like it does for the guys in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. You know, they're running wide open on the ragged edge for 400 or 500 miles at a time. It's protecting those engines. It'll protect your everyday driver. You know, beyond the performance aspect, what I like about it is it's grown and made right here in the United States with domestically grown and sourced fatty base oil. So this stuff made here in the USA, good enough for me, man.
Yeah, very cool. It's what they call ultimate biodegradable, and it scores a 0 on toxicity, and it's environment friendly. It's the G-Oil from Green Earth Technologies. Now here's something really cool. This is the Easy Puller from Las Vegas Tool, and it's a pretty simple concept right there. If you've got to get something out that's stuck, whether it's a bolt or any number of things, man, you clamp down on it right there and slide hammer that baby out of there, and you are getting it out of the way. This is nice, man.
You know, when the first thing you look at it, you think, wow, why didn't I think of that? Because it's so simple yet so effective. You know, it's a great tool to have laying around the shop because you'd be surprised how often you use it. Whether you've got an older vehicle, you're up underneath doing suspension work, it's great for pulling cotter pins, pulling out old rusted corroded bolts. The more you use it, the more uses you find for it, and the harder it is to be without it. It's a really a nice, simple thing to use. I wish, like I said, I wish I would have thought of it.
It's going to save you hours of time, a lot of frustration, and it's going to help you keep the profanity down too, which is going to be good for the family. They're going to appreciate that. It's the Easy Puller from Las Vegas Tool. Now, we've used white diamond metal polish before in the past. In fact, we used it about a year ago in the trailer, and the thing still looks awesome. These guys started in the motorcycle and the big rig business and got those things beautiful and all shined up. Now, it's basically something you can use on any kind of metal that you want to polish. It's going to make it look great, and it's easy to do. They have it in these bottles right now, but now they're ready to take it to the next level with these handy wipes. It's all about convenience.
Yeah, and it is way convenient because you can wrap them around your handles like this and go back and forth to get in those tough to reach areas. And these wipes have a really slow evaporation rate, so you won't get halfway through your project and run out of wipe. You'll be surprised how far these things can go.
You know, we had these little motorcycles laying around, and these handles are aluminum, and sometimes people don't clean them up, and they get a little muted out. This is going to bring them new life back to them and make them look fantastic. And think about what you can do with all the pipes and all the metal on any kind of vehicle. In fact, you could go so far as to do your stainless steel sink at your house. Like I said, any kind of metal you need polishing, White Diamond's going to get you covered. They've got it in the bottle. Now they've got the wipes. Look for it in your major retailers and your automotive retailers. And if they don't have it, tell them to get with the program.
For more information about anything you've seen on today's show, check out speed.com or visit our website at truckutv.com.
Hey, welcome back to TruckU. We've made our return to our little 8th mile track here. Now, the first time out wasn't so good. We couldn't make a full pull. We had a check engine light come on. The reason why we didn't put that air intake system on from H&S. Now, with it in place, this thing's gonna breathe a whole lot better. It's gonna perform a whole lot better. We've also got nitrous on board, so we're gonna make a pass with the nitrous off. We'll flip the switch, we'll activate the nitrous. We'll really let this thing eat. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Love it.
Let's hit it, buddy.
Clear. That's all right. You did it. You did it. Yay! Bruno didn't kill us. That's a good start.
832 at 80 miles an hour is not bad for a truck this big, man. That's pretty cool.
That's moving. There's a lot of metal here, dude, and it was going fast.
It's only going to get better. Now we're turning on the nitrous system. We're going to get after it, and there's a lot of time left for me to kill you.
That's why I kept this on. Only I want another one, like a double stage helmet.
Hang on, buddy.
Wish me luck.
We are on hot. We are going after it, buddy. Here we go.
Why am I getting nervous?
Bumping it in, bumping it in. Here it comes, baby.
Oh boy, here we go. Woo! Shift, go. Yeah, baby.
Got him.
Dude, that's still pulling strong at the end, man. Very nice, dude. Thank you, sir.
What was your introduction to nitrous like? Did you love it?
Yes, I enjoyed it. It was awesome, dude. It was nice.
We knocked 4/10 of our 8th mile time. We went from 830 to 790, which is incredible. We picked up 9 miles an hour. I mean, in drag racing terms, that's humongous.
That is monstrous. And we did it in this big old truck. This thing is long, it's huge, it's heavy. You know what's cool? We haven't even started cutting it up yet to lose any weight, right?
Right. I mean, I wish there was just something big that we could rip off this thing and shed a few hundred pounds.
Like something on one end or the other that would just come off easy. I don't know, dude.
I just can't put my finger on it. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe the tailgate.
Hey, you know what though? All in all, I really didn't think this truck would get it done. Thanks to our guys at H&S Performance, because they totally hooked us up. They made a believer out of me, buddy.
They did, and that's not an easy task. Hey, that's all the time we've got this week. We'll see you next time right here on TruckU. Nice job, dude.
I say we start ripping the seats out and stuff. This guy's got a ton of money. He'll never miss them.
He's loaded. Who knows what this thing's going to look like in a couple of weeks?